lot of people ask, well, how did you get into senior care?
Right.
It's not it's not a job where it's just not something I think people think of a lot. I mean, a lot of people don't think about home care until they're faced with a crisis. I mean, the majority of the people that are out there, we talk about what's home instead senior care, they first think we're a retirement home, and then they don't understand the type of service necessarily that we provide. So a lot of people really aren't maybe thinking about what we do and sort of think of, well, how did you get involved with seniors? I just have felt I've always been inclined to be fascinated with history and seniors, and when you look at that generation and the price they paid for all of us, when you think of how the nation has changed and how our parents, my dad came over from England with my grandma, and she was a war bride. This is Grandma Chalmers here. This is Granny, and with her smile. Mm-hmm. And I'd always go as a kid just to visit with her and go for walks, and I just have a lot of fond memories with her. And then my grandma McDonald is from my mom's side. I guess that's a younger picture of her. Mm-hmm. But even now, she's in a long-term care home, and she was a client of ours. We were providing a caregiver to go to visit with her in her apartment, right, until she could no longer stay there. But then going to visit with her in the long-term care home, it just is. It's just fascinating to me to be able to, to make all these connections on how care is so interconnected with your loved ones and with family and friends. And I just remember my grandma, like Grandma Chalmers, when she was at the last stages of her life. I went in to visit her, and I sat on the bed with her, and she had Alzheimer's. She didn't really recognize me. I could see, but there was still someone there, and all those memories, that's Grandma. And when families are going through that challenge of coping with someone who has a devastating disease like Alzheimer's or just in dementia in general, it was eye-opening to me as well when we were at the Alzheimer's conference, and we had our information out, and a daughter had come up to me and said, I almost wish, as horrible as it sounds, that my mom had cancer, because I would still be able to carry on a conversation with my mom, right, and my mom would still be there, and I could have that interaction. But my mom has Alzheimer's, and she doesn't even know who I am, and it's so hard. I know it's hard on my mom because she's dealing with that disease or coping with it, but it's hard on us. So I mean, that's where when you say, well, how did you get involved with this? I mean, at the end of the day, we can look back and say, you know what, we're helping families, and that's meaningful. And I feel like that's something that I know I've wanted to do as far as what sort of career I would have. It needs to be meaningful. It needs to be something that at the end of the day you feel like you're having an impact, and I can truly say that about what we do.
Home Instead Senior Care. Call us at 519-913-1662. To us, it's personal.